गणा रघुनाथामितं तं स्वाद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजन सहितं कृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पादान् सहगण ललिता श्री विशाखान्ताम् नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्ण प्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामिनीति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्ण प्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति सिद्धांत सारस्वती नामिने श्री वर्षभानवी देवी दायिताय कृपाबद्धे कृष्ण संबंध विज्ञान दायिने तपो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे मुखं करोति वाचालं अंगुं लंघयते गिरिं यत्पादमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरु दीनतारिणम्। Hare Krishna. So welcome you all for this Friday's Bhagavad Gita class. So we are on chapter 3, the last section we are going to cover today. So we have talked about how the last section Krishna is talking about the exemplary karma yogis. Yadad acharati shreshtas tatta devatarajano. Sayat pramanam kurute lokastad anuvartate. So he is basically he's explaining how there are some personalities who are setting the right example by performing Nishkam Karma Yoga. And one of them is Janak Maharaj, and second one is Krishna himself. So self-realized person doesn't have any duty to perform as such. He's not obliged to perform anything, but he's doing duty just so that he can set a right example for the people in general. That's the idea. So we talked about how he's just setting the right example for people to come. And we talked about the shloka, Yadyadatharthi Shreshtas. And even Krishna engages in all sorts of activities. You know, he's in Dwarka performing so many different activities just to show an example, like that. Now, there are some people who are attached to their work and there are some people who are detached to the work. So it is said that you should not disturb a person who is already worshipping somebody or he is doing some duty, because it could create some disturbance in his mind if that is done like that. And these people who are attached, they think they are the doers. Prakriti kriyamanani gune karmani sarvasha ahankar vimuratma kartahamiti manyate, like that. Okay, just okay. So now then now Krishna talks about the bhakti yoga part. And he's saying Mai sarvani karmani sanyasya adhyatma chetasa nirashir nirmamo bhatva yuddhasya vigata jwara. So if you start performing bhakti, Mai sarvani karmani, if you're doing a duty for me, sanyasya adhyatma chetasa, renouncing the results in your mind, then what happens? Nirashir nirmamo bhutva yuddhasya vigata jwara. So you will not be attached, you will have no fear, nirmamo, you will not be attached, nirashir bhutva, no, like that. So that is what Krishna is saying. Now he's going to move to the next stage. Now, what if somebody follows his teachings? Then he's going to muchante api karmabhi. 31 sloka is saying all that is troublesome to the heart, all that is not good in the heart, all that is disturbing for a person, it's cleansed, right? And what happens if the results? What happens if somebody disregards his teachings, doesn't follow teachings at all, right? Then what happens? Sarva jnana vimudam stam, which means everything every knowledge, whatever this person has, is destroyed. Sarva jnana vimudam stam vidhi nashtana chetasa. Nothing will remain in this person because he is not following the authority, like that. And that's why one should always be trying to follow the authority, like that. And it says that it's considered bereft of all knowledge and befooled in their endeavors and ruined in their endeavors of perfection. Now, these people who might disregard the teachings, they might try their best, but all their endeavors are befooled, which means they're not able to finish it like that. Okay, now let's go to the next section. Before the next section, these are a couple of slokas, and then we'll go to the next section. So now, one might ask, so if that is the case, if you know that if you follow Krishna, then you are going to get all auspiciousness, and if you don't follow Krishna, there will be a lot of inauspiciousness. Then why do people transgress the rules? Why don't everybody follow what Krishna is saying? Why don't you fear punishment? That's the Krishna question Krishna is asking in 33, right? And that is because nigraham kim karishyati, which means even if a person knows that there is a sin and there are some reactions which I'm going to get, his nature is so deep rooted that such a person is not able to give up his sinful actions, right? Because, for example, a thief, when a thief actually steals something, huh? Now, do you think the thief is not aware that stealing is not good? No, he's aware. The thief knows that stealing is not good for oneself, but still he's doing it. Why? Can anybody tell me why is the thief stealing, although he's aware that stealing is not good? What is that which he is actually making him steal?
Habit.
Sorry? Habit?
Habit.
Yes, habit. What else?
Compulsion.
Compulsion, maybe, yeah, you could say because I want to feed my family, I don't do anything else.
Survival.
Yes, I got no other means to survive myself. Yes, that could be one. So the deep-rooted tendency is called as a conditioned nature, which means he is used to it. Like Smithal said, habit. He is used to it. He cannot but give it up. Right? That is because it's very, very deep-rooted. Like he has been doing it for so many years. So in his heart, he knows कुछ नहीं है यार. पकड़ लेंगे तो जेल से 2 महीने के बाद निकाल देंगे. पर चोरी करूंगा तो अच्छा खासा पैसा मिल जाएगा. That is what it is. That thought is deep-rooted in his heart. And that's why he's not able to take it out. A child eating a dirt. He's sitting on the, in the garden, and he's eating dirt. The child. Why? Because it is thinking that the dirt is very nice. Now, if you tell the child, hey, don't eat dirt, it will eat more. Child will eat more dirt. So you have to give something else so that the child can eat, because it's of the conditioned nature, right? Like a child cannot be asked to sit quiet. Sometimes we say, hey, why don't you sit down like a idol? शांति से भगवान की तरह क्यों नहीं बैठता शांत? वैसे बोलते हैं हम लोग. Now the problem with the child is not going to be sitting alone at one place. Why? Why is that? Because that's the nature of the child. The nature of the child is being restless. इधर उधर जाने का उसका मन होता है, like that. So basically the point here is the conditioned nature doesn't allow a person to follow all the rules, right? And otherwise, the conditioned nature comes into picture. A lusty person, whenever he goes, everywhere he's seeing lust. A person who's attached to money, he's seeing everywhere money and everything, right? Like that. He is not going to be, controlled in his nature. That is what it is called as nigraham kim karishyati. Means you cannot force a nature. You cannot just hold on to the nature and say, nahi, mat karo. That is very difficult. That's why it said nigraham kim karishyati. So a person who is unlike that, it's very difficult for him to give up the nature. He has to gradually be able to give the nature. Now it is said that Maya is actually investing a lot of potential or a lot of potency to keep a conditioned soul trapped in this material nature, because that's her duty. जेलर का काम क्या होता है? जेल में जो भी कैदी है उनको अंदर रखना है, एक को भी बाहर नहीं जाने देना. That is what Durga Devi or Maya is doing. She is making sure nobody gets out of the jail, not for a single, not even this jail, material world. That is what she's trying to do. When the forces are like Maya Devi, Durga Devi, what can we do? Now our nature will come out and we'll be lost, right? Okay. Now going next. So then one might ask, if my nature is going to be dictating how I'm going to do some certain things, or how I cannot overcome certain sinful activities, तो फायदा क्या है फिर रूल्स एंड रेगुलेशन करने का? Some people might say that, right? कि तुम बोल रहे हो कि भाई तुम्हारा नेचर जो है वो तो छोड़ेगा नहीं तुम्हारा, that will stick to you, right? Now, if that is the case, then why are there so many regulations? Don't do this, don't do that. Like we say, no meat eating, no intoxication, no gambling, no illicit sex. तो ये rules क्यों बनाया भी? अगर और कुछ rules भी बनाए आपने कि जब करो, chanting करो. Why are you doing this? The reason is, if we all are helplessly forced to do something different to nature, this rules and regulations will help you to gradually purify. For example, we have so many, desires in our heart, so many things we want to do, right? Now, doesn't mean that we'll one day just give it up. It's a gradual process. So when we start chanting, when we start hearing classes, when we read Bhagavad Gita, gradually the anarthas, the sinful habits will go away. It will start gradually purifying. Dheere, 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 right? It starts purifying. And one day, then gradually it will have gone. But it doesn't go just like that, right? That's why this gradual purification is also very much required. Otherwise, you will see, you will see a difference. Right? When, like, you would have seen a rock on the waterfalls. Now, when a water is falling on a rock, especially in a steady stream, right? You'll see that the rock starts getting a crack in the stone. It starts getting a crack. Now, how is that? Because the water is falling every day, every minute in a waterfall, it is falling. Consistently, it's falling on the rock. That's when it is able to make a mark. Now, similarly, when you chant every day, exactly the same time, at the same place, same mantra, right? When you read Bhagavad Gita, when you read Bhagavatam, when you hear Bhagavad Gita classes, what is happening is consistently the message is going, consistently you are getting purified, and then the gradual purification will bring you to a point when all the conditioned nature will be evaporated. तो वो एक दिन का काम नहीं है, एक दो दिन का काम नहीं है, एक साल का काम नहीं है, पूरी जिंदगी का इन्वेस्टमेंट है हमारा, right? Because the more sincerely you do it, the more intensely you do it. You think, Krishna, my heart is like a kachre ka kundi. I don't really like this. Please help me to get rid of this. So the more sincerely you pray, the more intensely pray, the faster it will act upon you. If you just pray, कुछ नहीं हो रहा, सब ठीक ठाक चल रहा है, जब भी कर रहा हूँ मैं, कोई problem नहीं, it will not happen. Your prayer should be intense, very, very intense. Then only the gradual impact will start happening in your heart. Right? And that's why this is required. The rules and regulations are required so that we gradually improve. Otherwise, if we don't follow the rules and regulations, it is like you're trying to kindle a fire in a wood. एक लकड़ी को आग लगा रहे हो और साथ में दूसरे हाथ से पानी भी डाल रहे हो. Do you think it will ever get ignited? कभी नहीं. So you are trying to chant here, and then on the left hand side or on the other side, you are also doing some sinful activities. तो क्या होगा? आग के ऊपर पानी डालने जैसा है. It will never work. That's why these rules and regulations are required. You stop doing sinful activities and you start, taking the process. That's when it will take you to the next. Now, right now you are below negative. So zero line होता है उसके नीचे हम लोग. We want to come to the zero line, which is getting rid of all our reactions. 7.28 Bhagavad Gita says, Tesham tantagatam papam jananam punyakarmanam te dvandva moha nirmukta bhajanti mam dridhavarta. People whose sinful activities and reactions have been vanquished, they are able to steadily worship me. Otherwise, it's not very easy. Otherwise, when I start chanting, neend aata hai, or we are thinking, how can I make more money? I'm thinking, how can I invest in my shares? There are so many desires which are coming in the mind. And your mind is, jumping from one place or another. That's why this gradual purification, along with the rules and regulations, is very much required. That's when we can gradually make progress. Okay, now let's go to the. Is there anything else on this? Yeah. So the cause of for somebody who's performing spiritual practice, the main cause of our attachment to this material world is our unlimited sense enjoyment. Those people who are involved in sense gratification, they are the ones who are going to get the reactions and all the troubles. Purification unka hona hai. Those who are not into sense gratification, जो enjoy नहीं करना चाहते हैं, जो भगवान का सिर्फ भक्ति कर रहे हैं, उधर problem नहीं आएगा. People will not be affected so much. So actually our original reason of why actually we are in this material world is because you want to enjoy. Unrestricted enjoyment चाहिए. Like if you tell your child कि तुम आज से कितना भी टीवी देखो कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. No, the child will go crazy. The child will watch TV day and night. जब तक वो बोर नहीं हो जाता तब तक, है ना? So that's why unrestricted sense enjoyment is what a soul is looking for, conditioned soul is looking for, right? That's why you have to control the senses and make sure you are doing it in a regulated fashion. That's when you will be able to progress gradually, like that. Like one rule is that with respect to illicit sex, you are given the permission to have, enjoy in the function of a marriage, which basically when you are married, then you can enjoy, not beyond that, not out of that, this thing. So now there is a certain quota given to you. There is a certain, liberty given to you. We should not but cross that boundary. We should not say, nahi, chalta hai na, ye bhi kuch bhi karunga main. That will actually affect our spiritual practice. That's why these regulations are very important, because these regulations keep us in the same mold so that we can keep practicing spirituality. Otherwise, our nature will bring us down. नीचे खींच लेगा अपना nature को अगर rules को follow नहीं करेंगे. Because Prabhupada says on this thing, there is always a chance of accident on a royal road. ऐसा बोलते Prabhupada. Royal road means बहुत अच्छा road है. UK, US में you'll see there are very nice roads, and it's India कैसा नहीं है. There are no gaddas there, right? खड्डे वड्डे नहीं होगा, no potholes. Very nice road. But do you think there are no accidents which happen in there? होता है, बिल्कुल होता है. In fact, I would say there are more accidents which are happening because people unrestrictedly go. Like in Germany, there are many places where there is no restriction on your speed. कितना भी जा सकते हो आप. Which means basically they are inviting, death. जितना आना है आ जाओ, like that. Well, it's like that. But so basically, even if you might have a very nice road, no potholes, nothing, still the idea is that you will end up in an accident. Which means अगर हम सारा rules follow कर रहे हैं, correct? But जैसे मराठी में बोलते हैं कि आहारी जाने, you get carried away by the desires, then there will definitely be an accident, like that. Okay. Now, actually, if you look at it, the nature of the mind is such that we like to do things where we want to enjoy. There are certain things you like, there are certain things you don't like. For example, many of us don't like chanting. Chanting करना अच्छा लगता है, बोर होता है. एक ही जगह बैठ के हरे कृष्णा करता हो, क्या है? Initially we think like that because that's the heart which has got a lot of disease. तो उसको लगता है कि नहीं. So like a person who's got jaundice. A person who's got jaundice, even a sugar candy tastes, it doesn't taste good for him. Kadwa lagta hai. Actually, sugar candy is sweet, but for a jaundice person, it's all kadwa. Why? Because he's got jaundice. That's the reason. It's not that sugar candy is kadwa. Similarly, for us, when we are chanting, right? For example, how many of you actually every day you think रोज सुबह उठ के अभी कल सुबह उठ के मुझे जप करना कितना अच्छा होता है जप करना. How many of you think like this? Be very honest with yourself. How many of you think नहीं है ये जप करते तो हैं, but it is not really out of heart. हम लोग ऐसे ही अभी बोला गया इसलिए कर रहे हैं. How many of you think like that? And how many of you don't think anything at all? Yes, Mithil is saying, okay, it's because you just want to do it. You can use the chat window if you cannot unmute yourself. Just type in yes if you have taste for chanting. With taste मतलब रात को सोते रहे बोले कल मैं भी जप करने वाला हूँ, कितना अच्छा है. That is called taste for chanting. So you can use your chat window to say yes if you like chanting, no if you think नहीं है तो ऐसे ही करने के लिए करना है. अभी ऐसा स्टेज है हमारा, and I am part of that. I also don't have a taste कि नहीं कल सुबह उठ के जप करेंगे कितना अच्छा है जप. No. It is still far away from us. But that's the only way. Similarly, a person who's got jaundice, the only way is to eat sugar candy. The only way is to drink sugar cane juice, गन्ने का juice. वो पिएंगे तभी वो ठीक होता है, भले इसको कड़वा लग रहा है, बट उसको वही ऑप्शन है, दूसरा कोई ऑप्शन नहीं है, वो पिएगा तभी वो ठीक लगेगा उसको, उसके बिना नहीं होने वाला. So there are some things we like, some things we don't like. What are the things we like? We like eating prasadam. अच्छा खाना बनता तो मस्त सब लोग खाते हैं. जब करने के लिए बट अरे नहीं नहीं कल करेंगे. When we talk about reading भगवद गीता, अरे नहीं भगवद गीता वगैरह अभी थोड़ी उम्र हो गया हमारा भगवद गीता पढ़ने का, अभी थोड़े बुढ़ापे में पढ़ेंगे जब बहुत टाइम रहेगा हमारा. Like in my childhood I used to think like this, when I'll retire, all my friends and we'll be sitting quietly and I'll be reading Bhagavad Gita and we'll discuss our friends क्या कैसे life गया. And now I think if I would have started in my old age I would have never understood what is Bhagavad. At least I am understanding a little bit at least, है ना. Similarly, there are good things, things which you like, things which you don't like. Rag or Dvish. Krishna is saying, don't get attached to any of this. राग से अटैच नहीं होना है, द्वेष से द्वेष नहीं करना है, right? Which means things you like, you should not be attached. Things you don't like, you should not be averse to that. For example, we all like, as I said, eating. We all like sleeping. We all like, watching movies. So we should not be attached to that. जितना खाना है उतना ही खाना है, जितना बॉडी के लिए चाहिए उतना ही सोना है. Not too much, not too less. Right? Too much sleep is bad. Too little sleep is also bad. You have to find a median. 7 घंटा 6 घंटा whatever is body copes up with, उतना ही करना है. So you should not be attached कि हाँ सोने के लिए बोला ना सो जाते मस्त 10-12 घंटा सो जाते. That is not good. So we should not be attached to our things which you like, and we should not be averse to things we don't like. For example, we don't like fasting, right? Fasting करना किसी को अच्छा, उपवास करना किसी को अच्छा लगता है, पेट खाली रख के, who likes it? But we have to do it because that is helpful for purification of our body and soul, right? It helps us to purify. That's why we do this. Studying Bhagavatam, studying Bhagavad Gita, it purification है. 1 घंटा बैठ के पूरा शास्त्र समझना मतलब अरे बाप रे, it's not that easy, right? But करना पड़ेगा. So we should not be averse to these things like that. Okay, so now we are going to enter in the next theme. Not yet. I think there's one more sloka, and before that we go to the next 35th sloka. 36 is where. So Arjuna might say, ठीक है, आप अगर ऐसे बोल रहे हो तो I will opt to non-violence. Why should I take violence? I will take somebody else's duty. मेरा फाइटिंग के ड्यूटी के बजाय मैं भिखारी बन जाता हूँ, ब्राह्मण बन जाता हूँ और जंगल में जाता हूँ. कृष्ण is saying, श्रेयान स्वधर्म विगुण परधर्मा सुनिष्ठितात् स्वधर्मे निधनम श्रेय परोधर्मा भयावह. Krishna is saying, don't do that. किसी और का ड्यूटी मत करो. The shoe stand is, or the shoe rack is shown to show that everybody's got different shoe size, right? Which means you should not imitate others. You should not try to do others' duty. किसी और का ड्यूटी नहीं करने का. Like Arjuna is trying to say कि मैं मेरा फाइटिंग का ड्यूटी किसी और को दे दूंगा, and I will go to the forest. I will beg. Krishna is saying it's not that easy. You are a kshatriya. If you go to beg at somebody's place and somebody insults you, चला जाओ इधर से, क्यों आए इधर? If somebody says that, then you will be so angry and you will try to hit that person, because it's not a nature of a kshatriya to get insulted. Insult को वो सह नहीं पाता है. कौन? क्षत्रिय. That's why you cannot do that task, right? That's why he's saying you do your own duty. दूसरे का ड्यूटी मत करो, like that. Now, why is Krishna saying कि दूसरे का ड्यूटी मत करो? Because it is very dangerous. What are the reasons? So Krishna gives three reasons. Doing somebody else's duty promotes whimsicality or whimsical nature. What does it mean by whimsical nature? मतलब कुछ भी करने का आदत हो जाता है ना, right? And it basically gives you an option to reject your own duty. For example, let's say, for example's sake, a woman is a homemaker and the man in the home is actually working in the office. He is earning the money. Now, man says, hey, तेरा क्या है, तो easy है, घर पे बैठे रहती है, कुछ और करती नहीं, पर कुकिंग करना है, 4-5 बर्तन मांजने, बस हो गया तेरा काम. This is what he might say. दिन भर करती क्या है, टीवी पे लगी रहती है. Now, saying this is not easy, because when you actually take the duty of a lady who is a homemaker, especially, right? And what to say about women who are actually working and doing both things? That is all the more difficult. But if a male says that, कि तेरा क्या है, तू तो घर पे बैठी रहती है, very difficult. It's not that easy. Huh? Cooking for somebody and taking care of the kids, managing the kids, what you call whims and fancies, managing the different affairs at the home. It's not that easy. Very difficult task. So if the person thinks it's easy, he can try doing it. Like one time, Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Thakur, the Guru Maharaj of Srila Prabhupada, in his matha, one person used to every day just sit and chant. रोज बैठ के चैंटिंग कर रहा था. तो एवरीबडी यूज्ड टू क्रिटिसाइज हिम, क्या कुछ सेवा वगैरह करता नहीं है, एक जगह बैठ के सिर्फ जप करता रहता है, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, क्या है. So everybody started criticizing him, and the matter went to Bhakti Saraswati Thakur. And then Bhakti Saraswati Thakur inquired what exactly is the matter, and he found this. Then he said, you do one thing, you give an advertisement in the newspaper that we want a person who can 24/7 only chant. His only duty is come in the temple, chant. Right? You will give you clothes, we'll give you prasadam, we'll give you to a place to stay, सब कुछ दे देंगे आपको, पर एक जगह बैठ के हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, दिन भर यही करना है और कुछ करने का नहीं. तो दे गिव दैट. तो थॉट कि अरे बहुत सारे एप्लीकेशन आएंगे, फोकट में बैठ के किसको अच्छा नहीं लगता है, Then, and what happened? They did not get a single reply to their advertisement, because it is not very easy to sit in one place and chant Krishna's name. The mind इधर उधर भटकता रहता है, अरे बहुत टाइम हो गया, 1-1.5 घंटा हो गया, एक ही जगह बैठा, पागल है क्या, उठ जाए यहाँ से. This is what the mind will tell you, right? So it is not easy. So that's why it is not easy to do somebody else's job. It promotes whimsicality. तुमको लगता है कि नहीं चलो आज ये काम छोड़ देता हूँ, कल वो काम छोड़ देता हूँ. No, it will create whimsicality. Second is, accepting another's duty causes social disturbance. If I take somebody else's duty, it will create a void for that person. What will that person do? इसीलिए it is actually not a good idea to take somebody else's duty. That's why you should do your own duty. And the third reason is, accepting is, I already spoke about it. Accepting another's duty is not as easy as it seems. Like, you can ask the males in the family to take care of the kids. Very difficult. वो खाना बनाओ, बच्चों को खिलाओ, उनका potty साफ करो, इतना आसान नहीं है, right? Like I've seen one of my devotee friends used to, his wife used to give the control of the kids to the father. Say कि तुम इसको खिलाओ. And he used to, the kids are small, so he used to give 2-3 bites, and the kids are kids. जितना खिलाओ, the more you try to feed the child, the more it will say नहीं. Right? That's the tendency of the child, because the kids are accustomed to being saying no many times by the father and mother. That's why they say no. तो ये खिला रहा है बेचारा, ना बच्चे बोल रहे, 2-3 कैसे तो निवाले उसको दे दिए, उसके बाद खाया ही नहीं उसने. Then the father is the father. उसने क्या किया, डिब्बा बंद कर दिया और बैठ गया लेक्चर सुनने के लिए. मदर came and said कि कितना खाया उसने. उसने बोला 2-3 ये खाया होगा, 2-3 bites he would have eaten. तो the wife said, तुझे ना खिलाना आता ही नहीं. She took the डिब्बा, she took the child in one corner, started a mobile और मोबाइल पे कुछ लगाया and खिला दिया, पूरा डिब्बा खत्म. So the point here is, it is not easy to perform somebody else's duty. Females are really good at doing that, and males are good at doing something. So दोनों का एक particular expertise है. We cannot say who is superior, who is superior. No, everybody is unique in their own features. Like that, that's why Krishna is saying, Shreyan swadharma viguno paradharmat swanushtita. Paradharma mat lo, swadharme nidhanam shreya, parodharma bhayavah. Dangerous है बाबा, दूसरों का ड्यूटी करना dangerous. Now that doesn't mean that maybe some of the males might be getting happy, चलो घर का काम नहीं करना पड़ेगा. I can quote Anand now कि घर का काम मत करो. No. That is not what it means. What it means is, from a longer term perspective, you're not supposed to do that, right? Don't assume somebody else's duty. Now, if the female in the house is sick, or she needs help, obviously you have to help. वो करना ही है, right? That is not an excuse not to help. But the point I'm driving is you should not pick up somebody else's duty and say कि हाँ मैं करता हूँ उसका duty because ये आसान है, right? Like many times the grahasthas thing, ये जो ब्रह्मचर्य रहते हैं ना मंदिर में, कितना सुखी लाइफ है उनका बाबा. मंदिर में जाओ, सुबह मंगल आरती करो, लेक्चर सुनो, प्रसाद लो और आराम करो, थोड़ा सेवा करो. कोई फैमिली नहीं, कोई कोई टेंशन नहीं, बच्चे नहीं, स्कूलिंग नहीं, पढ़ाई नहीं, जॉब नहीं, कुछ नहीं. दैट इज व्हाट वी थिंक, बट देयर प्रॉब्लम इज देयर माइंड. The mind, if it is not engaged properly, it will create havoc for the brahmachari. That's why you should not think नहीं 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 क्या यार ये ब्रह्मचर्य की कितना लाइफ अच्छा है, हमारे लाइफ में कितना प्रॉब्लम्स है, बीवी परेशान करती है, बच्चे परेशान करते हैं. No, everybody's uh, everybody's duty is not that easy. सबका ड्यूटी में गड़बड़ है. That's why this material life is not full. Full नहीं है. Full नहीं है मतलब it is not fully satisfying. Right? Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, it is dukkha layama shashvatam. It is not fully satisfying. That's why we are trying to understand क्यों भाई ये झगड़ा हो रहा है, क्यों problems आ रहे हैं. That's how we'll understand. Otherwise, we'll be stuck in this material world like that. Okay. Now, like Shivaji Maharaj's example is given. Shivaji Maharaj, came to Tukaram Maharaj one day and he wanted to test Tukaram Maharaj, and Tukaram Maharaj passed in the test. He gave many jewels to his wife, and many lot of money was given. Tukaram Maharaj said, "This is not mine. Just give it back." Wife actually gave it reluctantly, but Tukaram Maharaj never even wanted a farthing for himself. So Shivaji Maharaj, when he understood, he was mightily impressed, and he went to Tukaram Maharaj and he, paid obeisances and he said, "I want to leave everything, my kingdom, and I want to stay at your lotus feet." ऐसे बोला. Tukaram Maharaj ने नहीं, this is not your duty. A Kshatriya is supposed to save his citizens, protect his citizens. A Brahmana or a Vaishnava is supposed to perform bhakti. Right? Both of them have got their own position in the society. A king cannot just give up his duty and say नहीं मुझे तो जंगल जाना कितना आराम करने मिलता है. नहीं, your duty is to protect your citizens, so you have to do it like that. And in the story, basically the Mughal soldiers come and attack Shivaji because they find that Shivaji Maharaj is staying with Tukaram Maharaj. But Vitthal Bhagwan actually protects Shivaji Maharaj in that particular incident. So like that, we have to understand that we cannot give up our duty just whimsically. एक दिन ऐसे नहीं बोल सकते नहीं अभी आज से कुकिंग बंद, मैं जा रही हूँ, मैं के जा रही हूँ, जो करना है कर लो. No, we should not give up our duty. We have to perform our duty. Okay, so now let's go to the next section, which is the very important section. We have spoken about it, but we can speak multiple times and still not be able to understand fully. So we'll try to again speak a little more. So the last section is called Enemy of the Soul. Now, very important section. Let's try to understand this. Now, what is the enemy of the soul? Enemy of the soul is the lust. Right? So, in 334, Krishna spoke about raga and dvesh, attachment and aversion. Krishna is asking, now Arjuna is asking, कि आपने ये सब बोलकर निष्काम कर्म योग बोला. Now you talked about people who are performing निष्काम कर्म योग, and now you spoke about people who are attached and people who are detached. You should not be attached to the good things and detached from or averse to bad things. All these things. So now the question which comes to Arjuna's mind is, what is that thing, right? What is that one thing which is keeping the conditioned soul in this material world? What is that one thing which is forcing somebody, किसी को force कर रहा है कुछ गलत करने के लिए? What is that? That is Krishna, Arjuna asking. अथकेन प्रयुक्तेन पापं चरति पुरुष अनिच्छम् अपि वार्ष्णेय बलाद् योनियोजितः. This is a very apt kind of picture here. We all are become the slaves of this social media, and I include myself in that. WhatsApp, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Telegram, पता नहीं क्या कौन से ग्राम और कौन से book आ गए. People have become crazy after this, right? And it is very difficult to stay away from this. Like the president of this ISKCON temple, Pune, he's got a simple mobile, keyboard mobile, no touchscreen, no WhatsApp, nothing, right? And he's able to survive. You should really appreciate these people. कैसे they are able to survive without these things? He doesn't have WhatsApp, doesn't nothing. Only emails he is connected to. That's all, right? So this is the becoming a slave of something. So Arjuna is asking, अथकेन प्रयत्न, which is that force? कौन सा force है भाई ये, जिसके कारण ये लोग पाप करते हैं? क्या force है ये? Because of which unwillingly people commit sin. That is what the question of Arjuna is. So Krishna is now explaining that, for example, in the last section we talked about how rules and regulations are good, and if you follow rules and regulations, we'll be able to gradually, perform bhakti and proceed further. So one might say कि ठीक है भाई, कल से मैंने अपने सारे जो भी गलत काम है छोड़ दूंगा. I'm just going to be a very good fellow. Like we have this desire many times, right? We hear a motivational talk. कल से ना सुबह 4 बजे उठने वाला हूँ, कुछ भी कर लो तो, कितने बजे बस सो, 4 बजे उठने वाला जरूर हूँ. And the couple of days gone, हवा निकल जाती. वैसे ही ये सेक्शन सुनने के बाद पहला वाला कोई बोल सकता है कि नहीं, आप बोल रहे हो ना कि कंडीशन नेचर बहुत होता है, एंड one cannot force, one should do your own duty. कल से मैं अपना ड्यूटी करूंगा स्टडीली, और जो कंडीशन नेचर है ना, जो हार्ट में प्रॉब्लम है, सब मैं दूर कर दूंगा. अब देखा ना मुझे कल से. One might actually be tempted to determine like that, but what really happens? Krishna is saying here, अथकेन प्रयुक्तेन पलादिव नियोजित. जो डिजायर है ना, डिजायर इतना जबरदस्त है, अच्छों को भी चित कर देता है. अच्छे लोग भी चितपट हो जाते हैं, which means they are actually, they cannot survive against the desires. You can control anything, but your own desires is very, very difficult to control. That is why Arjuna is asking कि भाई ऐसे कैसे होता है, इतना डिजायर कैसे आता है मन में किसी के. So that is what teacher is saying कि इतना आसान नहीं है वो, क्योंकि हमारे हृदय में ये सबसे बड़ा एनिमी बैठा है, उसका नाम है काम. काम बैठा है, इसीलिए सारे हमारे काम बिगड़ रहे हैं. That is what, right? Now, originally our nature was pure. हम लोग जब आए थे भगवान के धाम से, प्योर थे, जैसे बारिश का पानी होता है, it is very pure. But as soon as it is falls on the ground, गंदा हो गया. तो हम लोग भी इस मटेरियल वर्ल्ड में आए, गंदे हो गए. हमारे डिजायर्स गंदे हो गए, हमारे कर्तृत्व कर्म गंदे हो गए, because of that. So now we are going to talk about, Krishna is going to talk about what is this problem. Krishna is saying, काम एष क्रोध एष रजोगुण समद्भव महाशनो महापाप्मा विद्येनि वैरिमाम. काम ही है कृष्ण जो सबसे बड़ा दुश्मन है. काम एष क्रोध एष रजोगुण समुद्भव. रजगुण से आता है ये क्रोध और काम. और काम संतुष्ट होता है तो ग्रीड में बदलता है, काम संतुष्ट नहीं होता है, इट बिकम्स एंगर, क्रोध बन जाता है, राइट? So it is born of mode of passion. जितना ज्यादा passion उतना ज्यादा काम, lust. Now lust actually doesn't mean only sexual desires. Lust means any excessive desires for enjoyment. Like a child goes to a toy shop, और टॉय शॉप में जाने के बाद क्या करता है बच्चा? पापा मुझे सारे टॉयज चाहिए, ऐसा बोलता है. पापा बोलते नहीं, एक ही मिलेगा. We agreed only for one. तो क्या करता है? सब हाथ पैर छोड़ के जमीन पे रोना चालू होता है. He starts crying. The father doesn't know what to do. That's because of excessive desire to enjoy. बच्चे के इसमें भी है, excessive desire है. That's why kids fight, because they have desires to enjoy, right? And if it doesn't fulfill, it becomes wrath. Wrath means गुस्सा आता है लोगों को. And because of that, people get sinful. People do sinful activities. One time there was a person in the US. I don't know if I told this story, but anyways. He had 2 children, one 7-year-old and one 11-year-old. And he was staying in the US. He had bought a new car recently. And he had parked it in the driveway. And the children were playing inside. And they said, Dad, we are going to play outside. So Dad ne bola ki theek hai, make sure but you don't touch the car. Nayi car thi, attached tha wo banda. BMW meri kitni achhi car hai. Like males are attached to cars, females are attached to dresses and looks and so many other things. Anyways, houses as well. So the children started playing outside. The elder one, after half an hour, came inside. He said, Dad. He said, what happened? Younger one scratched the car. As soon as the father heard, younger one, car scratch, the father really became perturbed. Lucky, call the younger one at once. Gussa ho gaya wo. and he picked up whatever came to his hand and hit the younger one on the right hand. It was a vase, flower vase. And the younger one's hand broke. Blood started oozing out of the hand. And the boy started crying. Tender boy, only 7-year-old. What could be he doing? He started crying incessantly. The father really became, he didn't know what to do. He was clueless. He said, in a fit of a rage, just in a split of a second, he hurt his young child. He picked up the child and went to the hospital. He was nursed there. It was a fracture. He casted, and then he was bandaged, and he was coming back in the same car. The child was peaceful, calm now. The child asked the father. The father was already devastated. Dad, do you know what I wrote on the car? And the father said, no, my child, I really don't know what you wrote on the car. The child said, Dad, I wrote, I love you. As soon as the father heard these words, the father became devastated. He was much more depressed than earlier. He was thinking, oh, how could I do this to my child who loves me so much? What crazy fellow I am. What nasty fellow I am. This is not really good. But the story doesn't end there. My friend, the story doesn't end there. The father committed suicide the next day. Can you imagine? Just one thought of wrath, which came from lust. Lust because he loved his car. Right? He loved his car. He could not handle somebody touching the car. That's why that lust became a wrath or anger. And he hit his child. He hit the child. He committed suicide. Gone in 1 second. In a split of a second. That's called lust. Kamesha krodesha rajoguna samadbhava mahashano mahapapma. बहुत dangerous है. That's what Krishna is saying. It's called all devouring sinful enemy of the world. There are so many examples. There was one fellow in our company long back, and he was, because of his lusty desires, he got involved in 2 different cases. And it's a long story, but just to cut it short, he got dragged from his position. कंपनी से निकाल दिया, बीवी ने छोड़ दिया, बच्चों ने छोड़ दिया, कोर्ट केस चला, बहुत पैसा देना पड़ा. So he couldn't, सुधरा नहीं like that. Then we have the example of Bill Clinton, so many other people who fell victim to the lust. It is because it is actually coming from our original nature. Our original nature of enjoying is converted into the lusty propensities to enjoy. जो हमारा ओरिजिनल अच्छा नेचर था, वो क्या हो गया, ट्रांसफॉर्म हो गया गलत नेचर में. That's why everywhere and anywhere we think, हमको लगता है कि what is in it for me, क्या enjoy कर सकता हूँ मैं, कहाँ ज्यादा पैसा मिलेगा, कहाँ सेक्स करने मिलेगा, कहाँ खाने मिलेगा. That is nothing but lust. So our original nature of loving God is got converted, perverted reflection of the same is lust. Kamesha krodesha. Right? And that's why, so where did this lust come from? This came from dvesh of Lord. Right? Ichha dvesh samuttena dvandva mohena bharata. We thought of enjoying separately from Krishna when we were in the spiritual world, and we fell down. And as soon as we fell down, we got contaminated in the material world, and it became a lust. वो desire जो था वो lust बन गया. And Krishna is giving an opportunity to enjoy, but हम नहीं कर पा रहे like that. So now soul के original nature में आता है, as I mentioned to you. When contact हो गया, इसका कब हुआ? Basically, I told you. Now the living entity comes down from the spiritual world, and then it gets transformed into lust. That's how it is. So now there are 3 different coverings of lust in different people. So you can see in the picture. Dhumena avrta vahani yathadarsa mulena cha yatho ulbena avrta garbhas tatha tena danavatam. How is it covering? There are 3 different coverings. Like smoke is covering the fire. That's one level. Second level is a mirror is being covered by the dust. Third level is embryo is being covered by the child's embryo is being covered by the mother's stomach. Right? Now, in the case of fire, at least the smoke, if it goes away, the fire will be visible. अंदर आग है पता है. इसका मतलब the covering is very minimal. In the case of the mirror, you can at least remove the dirt and you can see yourself. But in the case of the embryo, बच्चे के केस में कुछ नहीं कर सकते. जब तक बच्चा बाहर नहीं आता तब तक वो covering के अंदर है. That's why Krishna is mentioning this lust in 3 different levels. So the first level is the consciousness is slightly covered, which is the humans. If you look at the humans, Now the humans who are not aware of this philosophy, their consciousness chetana is covered by this lusty desires, but they are not aware of it. And as soon as you make them aware, they'll understand, ये ऐसे है, ये ऐसे है. They'll understand, they'll be able to convert themselves. But what about birds and beasts? कुछ नहीं कर सकते. It is like the mirror. No, obviously little bit can be done if if you chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra to them. थोड़ा बहुत असर होगा, but difficult है. And the third is the trees. The trees are totally in hibernation. उनका consciousness है जो पूरी तरह से डग गया, like the child in the embryo. पूरी तरह से डग गया, कुछ नहीं कर सकते उसको. जब तक वो पेड़ की बॉडी में है, तब तक वो लिविंग. Trees also have souls. तो तब तक वो soul covered रहेगा, उसको कुछ नहीं कर सकते. A beast's body, a bird's body, non-human body basically. Non-human body is totally covered. Only in human body there is a possibility that you can uncover this consciousness. क्या consciousness है? That I am part and parcel of Krishna, and I am servant of Krishna, and I am supposed to serve him. I am not supposed to unnecessarily enjoy in this material world. ये consciousness को cover किया था. That is what this means. Now there are further characteristics of lust. Right? Lust is never satiated. कभी भी खत्म नहीं होता है. That like the one fellow called as Rajneesh. You would have heard. Some of you would have heard this. This guy used to say कि आग में जितना घी डालोगे, right? जितना तुम अपनी इच्छाओं को खत्म करोगे, उतना तुम विरक्त बन जाओगे. ऐसा कभी हुआ? You put as much as ghee you want in fire. Do you think the ghee will be exhausted, or the ghee will be the fire will be exhausted? No, impossible. जितना ज्यादा घी डालोगे उतना ज्यादा वो भड़केगा. Similarly, the lust is never satiated. It is always there in the form of desire. आवृतम ज्ञानमेतेन ज्ञानिना त्वैरिना कामरूपेण कौन्तेय दुष्परेण नलेन च. Just saying, lust is never satisfied. I told about the ghee example. And this material world is considered as the Maithu Nagar, which means it is the place for having, completing your desires. And lust is considered as a symbol of ignorance. Okay, so that is this particular saying that it leads to degradation. Now let's see. There are 3 locations of lust in our body. What are those? Indriyana mano buddhir asyadhyatishtam asya adhisthana muchyate. This enemy, when you want to understand where the enemy is, then only you can beat the enemy. Na? But to find out first enemy किधर है? Because the enemy is everywhere. तुम्हारे मन में है, तुम्हारे इंटेलिजेंस में, पूरे सेंसेस में है, सब जगह. Unless you know the position of the enemy, unless you know the strategy, how can you conquer it? That's why Arjuna is asking, किधर है भैया ये? So Krishna is saying, the enemy is sitting in all different places of our body. सब जगह है. कहाँ नहीं? कहाँ नहीं? कृष्ण सेइंग इंद्रियाणि पराण्याहुर इंद्रियभ्य परमना मनसस्तु परा बुद्धि यो बुद्धि परतस्तु स. राइट? कृष्ण सेइंग सब जगह बैठा लस्ट. तो क्या करो तुम पहले? Now he is giving a differentiation with respect to how these different things are there. Senses are better than matter. Mind is better than senses. Intelligence is better than mind. And soul is much, much better than intelligence. That is how these categories are. Basically, soul is superior, then intelligence, then mind, then senses, and then matter. So now, this matter is affecting the senses so much because the matter and senses are connected to each other. That's why Krishna is saying, first of all, steady your mind by controlling your senses. Evam buddhe param buddhva samsthasthyatmadam atmana jahi shatru mahabaho kamarupa durashadam. Krishna is saying, पहले senses को control में लाओ. Senses को छोड़ो मत इधर उधर. Regulate the senses. And that's why we talked about regulating senses. Like this boy, this person who is saying here, he is Ajamil. He was a good Brahmana boy. He went to the forest to just fetch some wood. And while he was doing that, he saw a prostitute and a Shudra person embracing each other. जैसे उसने देखा, he didn't go to watch that, right? But उसको दिख गया तो वो दिमाग से गया नहीं उसके. And because it was stuck in his mind, he could not take it away. He kept on meditating. क्या हो गया उसका? Lust में convert हो गया, right? ध्यायतो विषयान् पुंसा संगस्तेषु उपजायते संगात् संजायते कामा कामात् क्रोध उपजायते. If you meditate on something, that thing becomes your desire, and the desire becomes converts into lust. तो उसका ऐसे हो गया. So he kicked out his parents, his wife, and everybody from home, and he brought the prostitute, and उसके साथ रहने लग गया. This is how the lust actually carries you from a good position to the bad position. क्या करो? Senses को control करो, then mind, and then intelligence by your superior knowledge. Because if you have spiritual intelligence, you know what is right for you. That's how you can steady your mind like that. Okay, so I think we have covered most of it here. I think we already time. So basically, this particular section is very important. I have covered it briefly, and because we have discussed this before as well. But it is very important to understand the nature of this mind and the nature of lust, how it is dangerous. And we should be extra careful in terms of how we should control our senses and not allow it to go, worry here and there. I actually conduct 1.5 hour session on mind control, where I explain this in detail. But because it's part of the 3rd chapter, we talked about it. And then, so basically our best solution for controlling the senses and our mind is chanting of Hare Krishna. The more focused chanting we do, the more we engrossed ourselves in chanting, the more we hear about Krishna. It is stated that in the Shastras that the more you hear about Krishna's pastimes with the gopis, the less your mind will trouble you. The more you bathe the deities, the less your mind will trouble. The more you chant, the less your mind will trouble. So like that, there are many, many solutions. So we should take up the solutions and be very, very, careful about these problems. Hare Krishna. Any questions?
Prabhuji, on the samskaras which we discussed on one of the slides. So when the subtle body moves from one birth to another, does this it also takes the samskaras and desires along with it?
Yes. That's how we are carrying our habits. There are so many habits which we carry. Like somebody is very rajogun specific. Somebody is very passionate. Somebody is in ignorance. Somebody like in our home itself. My elder one is she's in a sattva and ignorance. दो ही गुण है उसमें. Passion बहुत कम. And the younger one is passion and ignorance. Goodness बहुत कम है. So younger one is passionate about doing something. I want to do this. I want to do that. And the elder one is very peaceful. So ये कहाँ से फर्क हो रहा है? This is coming from our past lives. The samskaras, whatever we have done in the past, those samskaras hamare aa jata. So if somebody is a thief in the past life and he died, so he is carrying the same samskaras through his subtle body in the next life. So as soon as the child is born and he started moving, he starts stealing. तो कहाँ से आ रहा है? पिछली life से आ रहा है. Somebody is very lusty, somebody is very after money. तो कहाँ से आ रहा है? This is coming from the past life. So samskaras actually are. So basically our mind is like a hard disk, right? It's like a hard drive memory. And this memory which we talk about is the RAM memory. This is temporary. Whereas whatever goes in the mind, it is permanent. जब तक ये body, जब तक ये material world में तब तक वो रहेगा. Like that.
Yeah, thanks.
Any other questions? So we will be.
Prabhuji, Gitanjali, Hare Krishna.
Hi, Gitanjali. Hi. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, I have one question. What is the meaning of canto? In Bhagavatam, we have 18
Canto.
skands. But
Canto is just a division, volume you can see. It's a division of this thing. Like we have in Ramayana, you got Kanda, right? Bal Kanda, then Ayodhya Kanda, Aranya Kanda, like that. It's kind of Kand. It's just division of the Bhagavatam, Canto 1, like that, section.
But then how come within 7 days all Bhagavatam Katha and the part is getting completed? Within 7 days. If we see one skand, it's too big. I mean, I've not completed half of it.
You are reading it the purport. Actually, there are 18,000 slokas, and Parikshit Maharaj and Sukadeva Goswami did not take any break. एक भी break नहीं लिया, commercial break तो छोड़ दो, एक भी break नहीं लिया. So they were continuously reciting 7 days, 7 nights. And for us to understand one sloka, it takes days and years. For Parikshit Maharaj is an elevated soul. Sukadeva Goswami is a highly elevated soul. So whenever he utters a sloka, Parikshit Maharaj is understood already. Right? Like that. What to speak of that? Bhagavad Gita is 700 slokas. And Krishna finished in 45 minutes. 45 minutes Krishna finished, Arjuna understood everything. And people have been reading Bhagavad Gita and trying to understand for eternity now. किसी को समझ में नहीं आ रहा है. Only people like Srila Prabhupada are able to understand because they are pure devotees. Like that. तो वो तब की बात अलग थी ना गीतांजलि. अभी का टाइम नहीं है वो.
अभी अभी भी जो कथा होती है भागवत कथा, I mean, we have seen that Bhagavad Katha, Lal Govind Das ji, he's conducting Katha. Within 7 days, how come they are able to complete that?
No, they are not able to complete. They only cover the summarized section. Summary बताते हैं सबका. Actual detail में जो परीक्षित महाराज को बताया गया तो वो पूरा 7 days 7 nights चला था. But because they were so much elevated, they are able to understand. Otherwise, it's not very easy to understand. 18,000 श्लोक भागवतम का मतलब it takes a lifetime to understand भागवतम और भगवद गीता also. ऐसे. ठीक है?
Yes, yes.
That's why we should read it again and again and again and again. नित्यम भागवत सेवये ऐसे बोला. रोज पढ़ते रहो.
Yes.
समझ में नहीं आता. Yes. Anything else? Okay. So if there's nothing else, we can close here. And thank you so much for taking your time. And have a nice weekend. Have a safe and nice weekend. I think nowadays in India, at least, there is very dangerous situation. So please take care of yourself. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
तुझं अजून पूर्ण नाही झालं बच्चू.